Okay, I wanted to make a quick video for everyone about how to use the command line on Windows. So what you're seeing here is Windows 10, and so you have things like Cortana here, so you could type the command line information into here if you wanted to. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold the Windows key and press R, because that'll work on any Windows computer. And then you're going to see that you can type anything here, and it will run. That's what Windows R stands for, run that command. So I'm going to type cmd.exe. So no matter where that is on your computer, it will pull it up, and here you go. Now this is the command prompt. This is a tool for manipulating folders and files and running programs with those folders and files on your computer. And we're going to use this a lot in this class. So the first and foremost thing we have to do is we have to get ourselves into the right spot. So this c:\users\nico, that is my home drive. I don't know why it's Nico. I think that's just the name my computer gave itself. And if I didn't like that folder, or if I wanted to navigate to a different folder, you can use cd to do that. And so what I'm going to type first is cd with a space followed by 2 dots, and that will take me out one folder, so up a folder, if you will. And so now I'm in C users. I could go back again, and now I'm in what I like to call the root directory. So this is just the C drives main directory. And if I wanted to go back to where I was, I can type cd users, and I can type cd Nico, and I'm back to where I was. Now these two directories are pretty special, so I could go to another folder like this, and if I wanted to get all the way back to the root directory, I could type // That would put me in Nico, and then I could do .. That would put me in users, and then .. And now that should work. Yeah, great. But a faster way to do that, just because that's a special folder, it's all the way at the top, right? So I could type cd /, and that'll take me all the way to the top. The other thing that I can do, I might want to get back to wherever I start, my home directory, which is this users Nico. But if I didn't remember what it was, or if I was just really far into some folders and I wanted to get to it quickly, you can type cd, and this is a little bit awkward, but % and then all caps home path. Whoops, %. Great, and it'll take me back to there. So, okay, good. So let's go into this. Oh, actually, before I do that, let me show you one more thing. So you saw it before, but let me do this. If I wanted to get to this, where is this folder? Here, this users Nico Dropbox command tutorial folder. Then what I can do is I can use tab completion to help me. So I'll type cd space u, and then tab, and then / and then n tab. Oh, these are backslashes, by the way. /d. Now if I type D, I get to something like desktop. So I just happen to know that DR is enough to make it unique to go to Dropbox. Okay, great. And then if I type C, I happen to know that that's not enough, so I'll type CM and then tab. So this is a much faster way of moving around. Using tab completion is definitely your friend. One small note about that, if you are secretly using Unix and you are following this and you type cd space lowercase d r, you would not get to Dropbox. In Unix, it has to be case correct. Just FYI. But if that's happening, then you should probably go watch somebody else's video. Okay, what's next on my list of things to talk about? So I've navigated between all these folders, but you didn't know that those folders were there. And so what you want to use is dir, which stands for directories, and it will tell you exactly everything that's in that directory. So it tells me that there's some file called endlessprogram.class and a file called endlessprogram.java, and it tells me that I can go to the dot folder and to the dot folder. Now we already saw that the dot folder is up one, so the question is, what's the dot folder? Let's try it. It takes me nowhere. Dot stands for the current folder, and so changing directories to the current folder won't do anything useful for you. So that's what's in the directory. Oh, and I can see what's in my Dropbox if I wanted to by just typing there. Now, a lot just went by there, so we couldn't really see it all. If I wanted to go even further, I can go, I think this one's got a lot in it. Let's see. No, that one doesn't. One of these folders that I've been playing around with to make this video. Yeah, so this has a lot in this folder, and you could scroll through it, you could maybe make your window bigger, but you could imagine situations where that's just completely unreasonable. And so you can type dir/p, and it will put a pause in there. Okay, great. So the next thing that I want to talk about is moving, copying, and deleting files. So again, if we take a look, I've got this endlessprogram.java, and I might want to move that endlessprogram.java to somewhere else. So I can do that by typing move, and then typing in the name of the file. Again, time completion is your friend. There you noticed when I did it, I had endless, and I got the wrong one first. I can type tab a second time, and it'll pull up the next one. Okay, great. I can move this to wherever I want. Maybe I want to move it to the folder immediately above mine. So now I do this, and I type directories, and I see that it's not in here. But if I were to go up, it's here somewhere. What a mess. Oh yeah, there it is. So I can, if I wanted to, I can move it back. But I can move it back in two ways. I can either type move, or I can type copy. And if I type copy and list, it obviously will move it. But, so I'm just going to type cmd tutorial and then put a slash there. And that's going to move it. If I do this, then you see that this is still here somewhere. There it is right there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete it, del endlessprogram.java. And I've deleted it from that location, but if I then go back to cmd tutorial, you see, there it is. It's back where it should be because I copied it into this folder. Okay, great. If I wanted to see what's in it, I can type more. This works for any text file. It just gives you a quick look at what's going on in there. You see that this is the text of my supposedly endless program. We'll see it in just a second. And so the last thing that I want to talk about before the end stuff is directories. So we can change to directories, but we can also make directories. So I can make my new directory, and then I look, and there's my new directory, and then I can move stuff into that. So I could, for example, copy this endlessprogram.java into my new directory. Okay, great. And so it's here still because I copied it, and I can change into there and go my new directory, and there it is. Awesome. If I wanted to delete this directory, I can just type rmdir my new directory, and that should delete a directory. However, it doesn't, because this directory is not empty. Now, one thing you could do is you could change into it. Oops, you could change into it and see what's in here and be like, oh, okay, I'll just delete this one, and I'll delete the next one, etc. But that might be a bit of a mess if there's a huge amount of things in here. So the last thing that you can do with that is you can remove directory rmdir /s, which will delete all anything inside of it. And it doesn't like that you want it to do this. And so when you tell it to do this, it's double checking with you that that's a good idea. So now that I've done that, I've deleted that, and I can look, and that directory and its files and subfolders are gone. Okay, cool. So 2 more quick facts. If you get stuck ever, you can type /?, and it will give you some help. And the last thing is, I call this endless program Java, this endless Java program, and I didn't tell you why, so let's run it and see what happens. I bet you can guess what happens. It doesn't end. So whenever you have a process, it's called a process. When you run a program, it's called a process. Whenever you have a process that doesn't end, you can force it to end by holding Control and pressing C. That's called killing the process, and it will be a very useful fact for budding programmers. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. If you have any other questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you.